Hola chiquitos, ¿cómo están? Today we're going to be watching a tutorial about the present progressive tense. And you've already had a little bit of practice with it, but here is a more thorough explanation. We will be practicing all week with it, so you can watch this tutorial and fill out your organizer that you have in class. And you can also watch the other YouTube videos that I posted on the organizer. So you have to be really careful with this tense because in English, we use this tense all the time. In Spanish, we only use this tense if something is happening at the moment. So, for example, está lloviendo. Whoops. It is raining right now. Or está nevando. It is snowing right now. It has to be happening right at the moment to use the present progressive in Spanish. In English, we use it all the time. Oh, what are you doing this year in Spanish class? Well, we are learning the past tense. We are listening to music. So we don't use it all the time for at the moment. We use it a variety of ways. But remember, in Spanish, only if you're doing it right now. There are two parts that make up the present progressive. The first part is the form of to be, because we have an is or an am or an are. So we use estar when we're using the present progressive. We never use ser. It's always a star. And then we use what is called a present participle. Sometimes this is called a gerund, but most of the time it's called a present participle. So those are the two parts that we need. Now, let's conjugate a star. This should be pretty easy since we just had a quiz on it. So remember, the yo form is estoy, estás with your accent, he, she, él, ella, and usted, está. And then up here for nosotros, estamos. Yins, your plural informal from Spain, is estáis. And ellos, they, or ustedes, you all, están. Those are your forms of a star. So that forms your first part. You just pick the form of a star that goes with the subject. To form the ing part, it's pretty easy because you already know the song Bailando. We listened to that. You also maybe are familiar with the two weather expressions that I mentioned a minute ago, lloviendo and nevando. If you can remember those two weather expressions, then you can totally remember the AR, ER, and IR present participle forms. So if you have an AR verb, let's take bailar for instance. You're going to take off the AR and you're going to add ando. That's it, bailando. Let's use another AR verb. Let's use to draw, dibujar. You take off the AR, and you add ando. That's it, dibujando. Yo estoy dibujando. I am drawing. ER and IR share, which is nice. So for ER, let's use comer. That's easy. Comer, you take off the ER and add IENDO. So comiendo. Same with IR. Let's use recibir, to receive. You take off the IR and add iendo, recibiendo. Ellos están recibiendo una A en la clase de español. So they're receiving an A in Spanish. Maybe it's happening at the moment. They just got their report cards. Okay, just check PowerSchool. All right, so that is the basic forms. Let's try a couple. So put me on pause and let's try these on your organizer and then you can check them. So press pause right now. Okay, you finished pressing, practicing, and let's see how you did. We are cleaning, so we can write nosotros. The nosotros isn't is optional. Estamos. Limpiar is to clean. Do you see it at the front? Yeah, I have that little piece of that little verb of the week in the front. So I have limpiar. I take off my AR and add ando. Nosotros estamos limpiando. Nosotros is optional, so estamos limpiando is perfecto. Fernando and Valentino are writing. Hola, Fernando. Hola, Valentino. So Fernando and Valentino make a they. So I can say Fernando y Valentino. I'm not going to write out their whole names. Están escribiendo. Escribiendo. Están escribiendo. They are writing. Fernando y Valentino. So don't forget hacer means to do or to make, because you can, do your homework, you can make your bed or make some pizza. So I am doing homework. I can add the yo, but again, it's not optional. Estoy hacer, although it's normally a weird verb, it's not here. Take off the ER and add ENDO. That's it. The team, el equipo. Whenever you have a unit like family, class, or team, it's singular. We conjugate it with he, she. So we're going to choose está, and remember to lose, perder. So I take off my ER and add IENDO. El equipo está perdiendo. I put this one in here because I wanted to show you about the not. So that you are walking, we could use caminar. So estás caminando. I'll put my little upside down one here. Now, even though this not is after the R, or it's actually between the estar and between the present participle, it always, 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 always goes in front of estar. Always. So I'll put the to in here so you can just see the placement. Tu no estás corriendo. There it is. So the no needs to come in front of estar. Not in between, not after. Who is singing? Our question word who is quién, and quién is also singular, always conjugated with he, she, because you can see the is here. So he, she is. So we say está cantando. Question mark. There you go. I hope you did well. Now work on the translation ones that are below, 1 to 6. You have to put them in your notebook, and we'll use them as review for tomorrow. So do 1 to 6 now, and then press unpause and continue with our next section, the ninjas. All right, so just so you know, ninjas are not just for fighting. Ninjas make a couple different appearances in Spanish, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. These are an irregular participle, which means they have a slight spelling change. And I call them the ninjas because of the kind of ninja-like move that they make, the spell change they make. So first of all, take note, it's not any AR verbs that are irregular. It's just ER and IR verbs whose stem ends in a vowel. So look, for example, there's an ER verb. Look at the vowel right before. See? That means it's going to be a ninja. And I have over here, right here, a list of the ninjas for you so you can see. Why does this spell change happen? Well, it kind of makes sense. Take a look at leer. If I was making a participle with leer, I would say L-E, and then I would add my I-E-N-D-O. Well, there's just a big traffic jam of vowels right here. Look at that. There's just too many vowels. Plus the pronunciation is poor. Leyendo, it's awkward and kind of choppy. And you can see that my computer doesn't like it because it wants to spell check it. So what happens is you get out your ninja sword and you raise it high and you go hi, yeah, and you change that I to a Y. Now it's leyendo, and that sounds way smoother. So the ones that do this that are your most popular ones, your heavy hitters, are leer, to read, creer, to believe, construir, to build, That's easy. Destruir, because that's the opposite, to destroy. Oír, which you recognize, to hear. Caer, to fall. And traer, to bring. So a lot of these, the three of them here, are your go-go's. So take a look. The I changes to a Y. Leyendo, creyendo, construyendo, destruyendo, oyendo, cayendo, and trayendo. You'll kind of see the vowel pile up and go, ooh, that doesn't look right. And you'll change the I to a Y. We'll practice. But right now, what you can do is put this on pause. Actually, I'm going to finish. So you can do your 4 translations using your ninjas in your notebook, and we will review them tomorrow. All right, chiquitos, have un buen día fabuloso, y hasta mañana.